Long ago, far from villages and roads, there was a beautiful lake hidden in the heart of nature. The water was crystal clear. The wind carried the scent of wildflowers, and every morning, sunlight danced on the ripples. In this magical lake lived a little frog. His days were simple. He'd dive underwater, feast on tiny treats, and when his belly was full, he'd leap onto a smooth rock in the center of the lake and sing. Oh, how he sang! His voice filled the air with joy, a melody so sweet it could make even the trees sway in rhythm. The frog's life was peaceful, but unseen, on the lake's edge, someone was listening.
Under the shade of tall grass lived a small brown mouse. Every day the mouse would stop whatever he was doing just to hear the frog's songs. The melodies were unlike anything he had ever heard. A sound that made him feel less lonely in this big, quiet world. One evening, as the sun dipped low and painted the sky in shades of gold and pink, the mouse gathered his courage. He scurried to the water's edge and called out, "Hello there, singer of the lake! Your songs are the most beautiful thing I've ever heard." The frog blinked in surprise. No one had ever spoken to him before. He smiled and replied, "Thank you, little friend. I sing because the world feels lighter when I do." And from that moment, a new friendship was born. Day after day, they shared stories. The frog told tales of the wonders beneath the lake. The mouse spoke of adventures on land. Laughter and companionship became their new routine. But even in friendship, challenges were waiting. The mouse loved his friend so deeply that he hated every moment they were apart. "When you dive underwater," the mouse sighed one evening, "I feel so far from you. I call your name, but you never hear me." The frog thought for a moment. "But I must swim, little friend. The water is my home." The mouse's eyes glistened with desperation. "Then let's make sure we never lose each other. Let's find a way to stay connected, always." That idea became an obsession for the mouse. He couldn't sleep. He couldn't think of anything else. The next day, he ventured into the nearby village where an old weaver lived. The hut smelled of thread and fabric. "Please, kind weaver," begged the mouse, "I need the longest, strongest thread you have. I must tie myself to my dearest friend so we never part." The weaver looked down, shaking his head. "Little one," he warned softly, "a bond between those who live so differently can be dangerous. Not every connection is meant to be tied."
But I warn you again, be careful, and such matchless friendships prove to be dangerous.
But the mouse's heart was deaf to wisdom. Love and longing had clouded his reason.
"Dear frog, my lovely friend, I have found the solution."
Now, if one wanted the other, they would simply tug the thread. Days passed happily. The frog swam and sang, and whenever the mouse longed for him, a few gentle pulls would bring his friend to the surface. Their laughter echoed louder than ever before. But high above, in the branches of an old tree, a crow had been watching. Its black eyes were sharp, its stomach empty. The bird had seen the delicate thread connecting land and water. One fateful afternoon, as the mouse napped in his burrow and the frog rested underwater, the thread lay still on the grassy bank. The crow swooped down silently, clutched the thread in its beak, and took off with a sudden flap of wings. The mouse was jerked out of his hole, screaming. The frog was yanked from the lake, flailing helplessly. Together, they dangled in the air. Two friends bound by love, but also by a fatal mistake. Higher and higher the crow flew, until both the frog and the mouse became its meal. Rumi's voice echoes through time, carried by this story. Not every bond is meant to be tied. Love without wisdom can lead us into traps. Some connections need freedom, not chains. For what binds without harmony may one day pull us both to ruin. So, dear listener, remember this. Friendships, love, and connections thrive in trust, not in the fear of losing them. Sometimes, letting go is safer than tying ourselves too tightly. Thank you for watching.